I do the same.
I don't think I'd want to wake up and start drinking vodka.
But I like going to the pub on Christmas Day as well.
Funnily enough, I got an
There's a
invitation.
tremendous sense of camaraderie, believe it or
But
not.
you go to the pub every day.
No, I don't. I've been to a pub for 3 days.
I don't believe that.
I went to a pub today for business
What do
reasons.
you mean you haven't been for 3 days? I went to the pub last night after we finished the show.
Oh, well, yeah, but I mean during the daytime. You know, I mean a proper visit to a pub. You know what I mean?
A proper visit? Well, what do you call a proper visit to the pub?
Well, a proper visit to a pub. I mean, you start around
4
lunchtime
hours.
and leave about 4 in the afternoon. Yeah.
So 4 hours?
I haven't done that for a week.
Well, you can't do that. You've got a job to do at 7 o'clock in the evening.
Well, I take my job very seriously, so I don't do that. You understand what I mean?
So you're telling me that all this week you haven't been to the pub at all?
No, I haven't.
Apart from after the work with us?
Apart from with you. That's right. Yeah.
I don't believe that.
Well, I don't care what you believe.
Really? Okay.
No, on a Christmas day, you go down the booth, and all of a sudden, everybody's changed. You know what I mean?
Hey?
People who never spoke to each other, people who were, sort of half-hearted and edgy about everything. So, top of the season.
I don't go to pubs with people who are edgy.
Well, you don't know who's in a pub when you walk in a pub, so you can't choose.
Well, I don't go to pubs that often either.
Well,
I mean, the most pubs I go to are with you, because you love pubs.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
I don't particularly love pubs.
I love pubs because they're a British institution, but on Christmas Day, we walk down, sort of the track, so to speak.
The track?
Yeah, down
what
to
track?
Well, the track down into the village, where the leaves are on the ground and all this kind of stuff,
Which village are you talking about?
Kingswood, maybe.
Oh, what you mean where your sister lives?
Yeah, maybe.
Is that where you're going to be then?
Don't know. I'm not going to be there, or I'm going to be at the family seat down in Bournemouth. I'm not sure.
Okay.
And the feeling of goodwill, it really is there. And you don't experience it any other day of the year. So
I would disagree with that.
So
how about
I'd
this
like
from
to experience that.
Ernie says, why don't you put out a poll to see how many people want to know how many properties Mike Parry actually has?
Because it's irrelevant.
Well, he's suggesting I put a poll out.
Well,
and if I put a poll out and people say they want to know, would you tell them?
No.
Well, then what's the point of putting a poll out?
Well, I didn't suggest the poll. You did. So you've answered your own stupid question.
Well, it's not my stupid question. It's not
listen.
It's Ernie's stupid question. Now, they shouldn't be rude to Ernie.
No, Ernie, thanks very much indeed. Stupid suggestion, pal. Next time you've got a stupid suggestion, keep it to yourself, but you can send me a good suggestion if you want.
Yeah, okay.
Now,
I've got a couple of suggestions for you as well.
Let me tell you this, right?
Yeah, go on.
I've just heard on our news bulletin, unless I've misheard, that there's a building named after a former trader based in Liverpool, at Liverpool University.
Oh, yeah.
So this guy will have been one of the great industrialists who, will have raised, lots and lots of money, built public buildings, because Liverpool's got some of the best public buildings. St George's Hall in Liverpool is a classic architectural building, okay?
Yes.
Along with the Liver building, of course, and Liverpool Town Hall, and St George's Hall, and all that kind of stuff,
Okay.
But anyway, I'm sure I heard in our news bulletin, and correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm talking now to our producers and people, that whoever this guy is, and I didn't catch his name, unfortunately, but it'll be the same as, people who built the cotton mills in Lancashire.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be the same as the guys who were industrialists in the Midlands, in Birmingham, built huge, fantastic town halls and buildings there. But apparently, students at Liverpool University are saying whoever this this great benefactor to the university was, they have found links between him and the slave trade.
Okay. As indeed we've discussed in the past, an awful lot of industrialists in those days did have. Right?
They did, because they owned shipping fleets and all this kind of stuff. So, okay, there's an argument to be said there that that's their decision, they're the students, they can have a view on that. But they want to replace. They want to take this guy's name off. Do you know whose name they want to put on the building?
Whose name they want to put on the building?
Unless I'm going completely mad.
Yeah.
Jon Snow.
Jon Snow.
Now, I assume this is not Jon Snow of Game of Thrones fame, right?
No, or indeed the guy who discovered cholera.
Or the guy who discovered cholera.
Because, there's a pub, talking of pubs,
yes,
a great pub called the Jon Snow Pub,
yes,
which I discovered round the back of Carnaby Street.
Right.
In fact, I should take you there.
Okay.
You'd like it. It's a lovely old-fashioned pub.
Lovely.
And the reason
great.
It's called the Jon Snow is because in that very street, at around about the turn of the 19th century or the 18th century, I can't remember, there was a water pump.
Right.
And it became infected with cholera.
Right.
And this guy, Jon Snow, was a local physician.
Okay.
And he discovered that it was infected
so
with
got
cholera.
hold of the water, looked at it, and said there's cholera in it.
Somehow, a lot of people were dying.
Right.
Because they were using this water pump,
Not
right?
good.
And he discovered some kind of a cure for it.
Right, I see, yeah. Well, so we got that Jon Snow. We got the actor who's in the Game of Thrones, which I've never seen, but he's a very famous actor.
Well, everyone knows Game of Thrones, if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's right. But I'm assuming that because it's Academica, that the Jon Snow they want to name it after is Jon Snow.
I can show you.
Of the Channel 4 programme,
Yep.
who is, in my view, one of the most biased...
You just don't like him.
I don't like him.
Because he was rude to you.
He was rude to me in Bermuda.
So you take personal umbrage at him.
He was rude to me on a trip to America when...
Oh, so he's been rude to you more than once?
Oh, yeah.
Well, he must know you then.
I was doing the Clinton campaign trail, and we didn't stay in the same hotel one night. He was rude to me there. He was rude to me in Bermuda. I just do not like him, and I think he's a pompous, arrogant individual. He's an extremely biased journalist, in my view.
Yeah, unlike you. He just admitted to making up 2 stories about the Pope.
No, I didn't.
You did.
And he makes he sometimes makes mistakes and doesn't apologise for them.
No, he always has to apologise for them, because if he makes them on live television, he must apologise.
This was not on live television.
He did what you did.
This was on a tweet. He put out a tweet and said that the former Chancellor Nigel Lawson had sent a message from his holiday home
he called
in
him.
France.
Yeah, he said he was on his.
And he's making pronouncements about this country from his holiday home in France. Right. In fact, the former Chancellor Nigel Lawson lives in France.
Yes.
Doesn't have a second home.
Are you sure he didn't apologise for that?
Well,
I think he may have done.
He didn't. But
he certainly had to apologise when he killed off Doris Day. He did what you normally do.
Yes, that's right.
And he declared somebody to be dead when in fact they weren't. He also, of course, famously was caught shouting "F the Tories" at the Glastonbury Festival.
He was. That's right. Absolutely.
But he is indeed the guy in question, because I found a little piece of information here.
Go on.
Where it says it's former four-time Prime Minister William Gladstone. Who could have his name replaced.
Now William Gladstone
by news anchor Jon Snow.
That's right. William Gladstone, in all the studies that I did of economic and social history, was in fact the bloke who worked very hard to abolish the slave trade, along with another William Wilberforce.
And he also had the Gladstone bag named after him, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. And so I think a lot of it is interpretive, you know what I mean? Was this man a slave trader, or was he a man who actually tried to ease the plight of slaves and get rid of the slave trade, you know?
Yeah.
But to replace him, I mean, what has Jon Snow ever done to have a building named after him?
Well, I wouldn't have thought you'd want a Jon Snow building, would you?
Well, the point is, there is a very famous John who has attached his name, who has attached his, very famous John, who has attached his name to part of Liverpool, and it happens to be their airport.
Oh, yeah, it's John Lennon.
Well,
there's also John Moores University, isn't there?
John Moores University is an industrialist who...
Both of whom, I think, are more worthy than Jon Snow, to be fair.
John Moores made Everton the Merseyside Millionaires, created a massive pools company, Littlewoods Pools, an industrial empire.
Indeed.
So he achieved much in life. John Lennon achieved everything in life. Jon Snow hasn't really achieved that much in life. Why would you name a building at Liverpool University after John Lanky, look at my tie, Snow?
And my red socks.
And I used to wear a caftan when I was a student, go around bellowing left-wing gibberish.
I mean, the fact that you're so anti him, in fact, makes me want to vote for the building to be put up.
And you're absolutely right. Absolutely. His latest, public pronouncements were, as you say, F the Tories and all that. I thought this guy, if he was the anchor of a news show, was supposed to be independently minded about his political stance.
I don't think anyone thinks that Channel 4 News is independently minded.
I mean, the BBC are always trying to say, oh no, we look at everything in a measured way.
Yeah,
until one of their former controls go on and says, oh no, we're institutionally left-wing.
Yeah.
Well, so it's Channel 4. Why does anybody bother watching it if it's a loaded programme?
Indeed, absolutely right.
Yeah.
And people accuse us of the same thing, of course, but they're not right about that. Patrick says this, and he's quoting from the last segment of the show. Porky, I haven't been to the pub in 3 days. MG, I don't believe you because you were in it last night with me after the show. Porky, well, yes, apart from then, and today for business, which doesn't count, then I haven't been.
Yeah, well,
it's a classic
What I meant was I haven't been
So
in the
you've
pub.
been in a pub yesterday with me, right? After the show. You've been in a pub today, which you explained at the top of the show, because you found out that pints were being charged at now £5.50.
That's right.
And you're probably going to go into a pub after the show again with me tonight. Although I may rush off because I've got to cook this Chinese food.
Oh, good. Well, you get off because I don't really want to drink with you tonight anyway.
Drink with me tonight.
So that's good.
So you've only been in 3 pubs in the last 3 days then?
Well, yeah, but only sort of marginally, if you see what I mean. Not really in a pub to pursue drinking, if you see what I mean.
No, of course not.
Okay.
And also, we all know that you've got this rather curious belief that by drinking beer, that's not actually drinking.
Well, it's not really, is it? Hey, listen, I found out something fantastic.
You've seen the time, never mind that.
Yeah, somebody sent me a picture of a lorry they were following on the M62 today.
Yeah.
And amazingly, it seems to have a screen on the back.
Yeah.
Showing
this is a Top Gun. And look at the check out the number plate as well.
Yeah. Let me have a look.
The number plate.
Yeah, Top Gun, TP12 gun.
And what sort of sado would drive around in that?
Well, the guy probably doesn't own the lorry. It's probably a business, isn't it? And he's driving
it's
around.
Somebody who's obsessed with Top Gun.
It must be.
It's not one of your businesses, is it?
It's not one of mine. No.
How many businesses
on the
are you running?
M62 today, is this the saddest porky trucker?
Yeah.
Check out the reg as well. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
Bizarre.
Amazing. A picture of Kelly McGillis and what was his name?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise in Top Gun. And a number plate which spells Top Gun. I think that's fantastic. Well done.
By the way, I watched another episode of that I Know Who You Are last night.
Oh, yes.
Very good. Highly recommended.
What's it called again?
It's called I Know Who You Are.
What's this on Netflix?
It's on BBC 4.
BBC 4, yes.
iPlayer.
Oh, yes, okay.
Because don't forget, tonight there will be people who have now, because you told them to,
yes.
left this radio station to watch Peaky Blinders.
Yes, that's right.
What I'm surprised about is that nobody's sent in any spoilers.
No, nobody has left listening to us to watch Peaky Blinders.
I hope not.
And if they have...
You encouraged them to last night.
But you see, I'm multifunctional. I could do both at the same time.
Multifunctional?
Yeah.
That's what you call it?
Yeah.
Okay, I call it schizophrenia. This is Talk Radio.
21st century dream team of dialogue, debate and discourse. The Two Mics on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
This is the Two Mics in for James Well on Talk Radio with Pimlico Plumbers, London's leading service company, keeping your home working all day, every day. Now, I've got a couple of tweets here to read out to you.
Okay.
One from Jim, who says, forget the Jon Snow building. I think the Jason Loftus Peak building sounds much better.
Yeah, so do I, even though he doesn't exist.
Even though he doesn't exist. And Miner says, Jon Snow didn't even complete his studies at Liverpool University as he was expelled, and they want to name a building after him?
Well, is that where he went then?
Well,
I see.
Well, Miner says that's the case.
Yeah. I think that is the case.
I can't vouch for that.
I've seen a picture of him in his caftan, being a rebel rouser at some student meeting, you know what I mean, something like that. And
that doesn't make him a bad guy, does it?
It doesn't make him a bad guy, but what I'm saying is that if he didn't even bother completing his studies and was only rabble rousing, incomplete.
Well,
okay?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
So,
when the wolves cry out, echoes in the old walls, distant are the chords